Good Saturday morning, and welcome to another exciting edition of Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey everyone, it's Shelby here, the producer for Outdoors with Larry Ray. Larry is feeling a little bit under the weather, so here is some of the best of 2025 of Outdoors with Larry Ray.
You don't need me. You don't need me. This is it. This is the show that I look forward to every year. We're going to make music. We're going to make turkey music, and if I'm fired up, I am fired up for an 82-year-old man. Still waiting on his new shotgun. It's not here yet, Pat. I'm waiting on it, though, but I'll be there. This is our annual turkey hunting show, and we have the usual guys over there. That's him. That's Steve Turpin. Turpin Game Calls, been in the business since Columbus came to America. Pat Pitt, who was there when Columbus came to America, is with us over there now. And Andy, look, can you be quiet? Andy Tweed, the short timer for the TWRA.
You got it.
And the pun master himself, Gene Smith.
Good morning. Good morning.
There he is. And, of course, we got Bill Cooksey on the line. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, folks. What a crew in that studio.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
We miss you, Bill. The old days, we'd all stand out next to this tree out here. We hope for lightning.
Yep.
No, we didn't. But it's turkey time, and we're going to shoot this thing right off. As I said, we got a man on from South Carolina because he's doing what he's done for 20. How long? How long you been going?
31 years guiding, 29 at one outfit.
All right, and that's so. What's the name of that outfit in South Carolina?
Blackwater Hunting Services, Ulmer, South Carolina.
All right, and we got the one and only Ricky Hoot Hazelgrove. You're not the mayor of Toon, are you? I mean, you're not the mayor.
I really would rather play politics in the woods than downtown.
Hoot is with us, and we're going to kick it off with him because he's got to get out and get back to the woods over in South Carolina. And you've been over how many days now? When did that season open?
It opened. They backed it up 10 days. It opened the 3rd of April this year.
Okay, yeah.
We've been wide open ever since.
And then you make that trip. That's near where the man served when the country called him. How close to Parris Island is that place?
It's 109 miles inland from Parris Island.
And how long you in the Marines?
20 years active and 10 in the Fleet Reserve.
And just so good to have Hoot with us. And we're going to get Hoot back in the studio when he gets back from South Carolina and he gets back to the regular turkey hunt over near his home in Toon, Tennessee. But I wanted to cook this show off with Hoot, mainly because I know how much he loves this sport, this endeavor, how much I love it. I can't vacuum the den, but I used to be able to crawl on my stomach 100 yards and go get a turkey. But I don't know, Pat, those days are over now. I'm not running, gunning. I'm just gunning. Okay, my running days are over. But Hoot, I'm asking everybody on the show today. Bill, get ready for it, Cooksey. Get ready, guys, in the studio. First turkey. Tell us about it, Hoot.
First turkey, I'll make it very brief. 1973, I heard a turkey. 1975, I killed my first turkey. And it was in, let's just say, the great swamps of Hardyville, South Carolina.
Okay, all right. You were in the Marines then, I assume. You were in the Marines.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can't even remember the first owl hooter that ever hit the market way back then.
Yeah.
But it was on one side of the swamp and I was on the other because I had to actually run, swim, chase, jump. I crippled my first crippled turkey, but I got him.
I got
him now.
Okay, and that memory, you can't take that memory away from you, right? I mean,
and I'm going to tell you one thing:
what?
I have been hooked ever since.
I think there's some guys in the studio who's been hooked too. I mean, not H-U-K like the wardrobe I wear, but the H-O-O-K when it comes down to it. Because I'll tell you about mine later in the show today, folks, as we talk turkey all what we call the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio program in our 25th year. And this man here in the orange outfit, Mr. Gene Smith, was there when we started. And always good to see Gene in the studio, our pun master. But, all right, Bill Cooksey, you just heard Hoot talk about his first one. What about you?
Well, my first was pretty anticlimactic. I just kind of lucked into it. I think every year I like to talk about the two firsts that are most important to me.
What's that?
The first was my oldest son Sam's first turkey.
Okay.
Opening day of 1998 in McNairy County, Tennessee, and we had my father-in-law Bob Hanna with us.
Yeah.
And it was an awful morning. It was windy and cold. I believe it was the last Saturday of March.
Okay.
And, we used to open that early. And we were walking, and I cut on a call, and we heard this sucker gobble. And all three of us, did we actually hear a gobble? And walked 30 yards into the woods, and this bird came up through the woods, just strutting the whole way, gobbled every time I called, and I called way too much, like I still do.
Yes.
But he came on in, and he did the whole deal, and Sam was able to kill him, and that was Sam's first turkey hunt after his mom and I married.
Yeah.
And then about 15 years and 200 yards separated that one from Bill's first turkey.
Oh, God.
I mean, we were literally within 200 yards where Sam killed his first one.
Oh,
and,
man.
So that's just both of those are far more cherished than any of the turkeys I've shot.
That gives me goosebumps. And I got to ask you, as I'm going to ask these guys in the studio today also, what is it about turkey hunting, Hoot?
I don't know. You know how certain outdoor sports, they say it takes a certain breed of people?
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to ever expose yourself to the true passion of turkey hunting,
yeah,
it'll never leave you, ever.
It won't, will it?
I don't care what your age is. I mean, it's just amazing. I get so excited. Like guiding, I meet different people from almost virtually literally every state, and they can't figure out how almost a 70-year-old man can get that excited when he's been doing it so long.
You're just a pup.
I get extremely excited.
Yes, extremely excited. All right, Turpin, you're listening over there. Turkey number one for you.
I was at Shelby Forest with my dad.
Had to be Shelby Forest,
yep.
Yeah.
And we had I had gone the first 5 years that I hunted without hearing a turkey gobble.
5 years.
5 years. So the first day we did, Dad and I finally got set up on this turkey. Now, he wasn't the one we killed, but we had 3 jakes came in.
Yeah.
And I killed one of the jakes. Mm-hmm. And to show you the difference between that time period and now, people were running across the parking area to come look at the jake.
Yeah.
Because it was that big a deal. They would only kill, they'd set a harvest record the first year I started.
Yeah.
They only killed 600 and some odd turkeys for the entire state.
How old were you think?
I was 20.
You were 20?
Yeah.
Okay. And Hoot, how old were you when you killed that first one?
20.
20.
Yes, sir.
Cooksey, your 2 sons, they were young folks at that time, I'm assuming.
12 and 12.
Wow.
Is what that worked out to. And I was 26 before I killed my first one. But we didn't have turkeys, kind of like Steve just mentioned.
No, I can remember in Pat Pitt, the man that we look at as far as waterfowl hunting, but I know how much turkey hunting is. Your first turkey, Pat? Look at the microphone there. How old were you and where?
Well, my first turkey was across the Mississippi River above Dacus Lake.
Oh, yeah.
Hunting with Bill Abernathy of Wonder City Cafeteria. I owned it.
Yeah.
And he kept telling me he'd take me turkey hunting. I'd never been. The first turkey I ever saw killed was in East Tennessee.
East Tennessee.
And I was trout fishing, and a guy came walking down off a mountain carrying this bird that I thought was just beyond belief. And back then, we didn't have any turkeys. This was before Tennessee got them going.
Yeah.
And anyway, Bill took me hunting. It was a dreary morning, April.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes were so bad.
Oh, there's big.
I'm talking, I was tasting dripping down off my hat. We didn't have thermocells.
Oh, no.
And I heard a bird gobble on the limb several hundred yards off, got set up, and I couldn't be still for the mosquitoes. I mean, they were making so much noise, humming, that you could barely hear the turkey.
Been there, done that, yeah.
But Bill told me, he said he's coming. And that's when I got real still, and I was shooting a 870 with a modified choke and an ounce and a fourth of sixes.
Sixes, okay.
And Bill said, there he is, and all of a sudden, I mean, it was just like God showed up. It was standing there in front of me.
Yeah.
And killed him just dead as a mackerel. And, no super-duper choke or load or nothing. I thought, well, this is simple. Then I got a big dose of reality.
Yeah, then you got a big dose of reality. And I know, Hoot, when you listen to this and the memories that come back to it, you love to take kids hunting too. I know that, right, Hoot? I mean,
correct. That's the future right there. If you compare it to brim and bass fishing, yeah, bass will just tear your rod all to pieces. But that first brim, you'll never forget it.
Yeah, you're putting in the brim, and of course I was there. Of course, we think that the turkey was born and became what it is today thanks to Shelby Forest. Because I've been out there when they trapped the birds and they sent them all over to where Steve hunts now. We ain't gotten any, I mean, they're all over there, seems like. But this is opening day of the turkey season. We had great reports from the youth hunt last weekend. And we're going to have Keith Hickman on in a couple of weeks to talk about the big hunt for the youth that they hold over in near the Tennessee River. We'll talk to him about that. But thank you, Hoot, buddy. Get back to serving over there. Can't wait for you.
Sir.
Can't wait for you to get home, buddy.
I have a female police sergeant from from Virginia that I'm guiding. This is her fifth time.
All right.
Coming.
Yes.
And we've been lucky enough to cadet every year, so we're going to go hard and heavy this afternoon.
All right, get him, Hoot. We'll talk to you, buddy, okay?
Appreciate it, Larry. Y'all have a good one.
All right, buddy. All right, Bill, you hang on. We're going to take a break on out. There he comes. That's the music. Yeah, we'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey everyone, it's Shelby here, the producer for Outdoors with Larry Ray. Larry is feeling a little bit under the weather, so here is some of the best of 2025 of Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we roll into our 25th year on the air. And you guys know out there that one of my favorite seasons involves turkey hunting. That's why we devote a whole show on turkey hunting in not just the Mid-South, but nationwide. So I thought right now would be a great time. We're into May. We've got a few more days, about 3 weeks left of this season. And I said, well, let's talk to Roger Shields because he is the TWRA Wild Turkey Program Coordinator, Division of Wildlife and Forestry, and get Roger on and see what it's looking like. So, Roger, I appreciate you short notice jumping in here with us. So give us kind of a synopsis of what's going on so far this year.
Well, thank you for the invite again, Larry. It's always a pleasure to be on with you guys. But, I mean, it's been a different year, I'll say that. We're down a little bit from what it's been the last couple of years.
Weather, Roger? I mean, we have had so much rain.
Yeah. It's been kind of a crazy, blustery, rainy, and it seems like it's just gotten really hot.
Oh, yes.
Quick this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure all of that has not helped. So our numbers are down a little bit, but I think we're still killing a few birds. So I think it's still moving along.
And I know, Roger, I was looking at ours from Region 1, 57-31 through Thursday, and you've got the state totals there. And I remember last year we were right on pretty close to what we were in 23, if my memory comes back to me. And I know turkey hunting is a really valuable part of not just one of our big game hunts, but it's also an economic impact. I know it is in West Tennessee, and you know that from your position with us. So turkey hunting itself, to me, has had an explosion of what we wear, what we take, what we use. I mean, we've had the some guys on that are part of the industry and things like that. So how important is turkey hunting to Tennessee?
Oh, man, it's huge. There's so many people that this is what they deer hunt, I think, to put meat in the freezer.
Yes.
But they turkey hunt because it's just such a passion. They love it. And it's what I don't want to quite say live for, but it's almost to that point, It's just their most favorite thing to do. And
if the bird could smell, we never kill it. I think that Dave Gabbert's on the line with me. Dave, former TWRA for over 75 years, I think, or whatever. And Dave, you're listening in from Lexington, where you live now. Former wildlife officer, former minister of propaganda for the TWRA is the way Dave used to call it. And I know where you're from. I was looking at them here. You're in Henderson County, Chester County, all up in that area right there. This is what I've got, Roger Shields. And Dave, you listen in. The two top counties through Thursday in Region 1. Region 1, for some reason, goes across the river. I never knew that why. But Weekly, 497. Henry, 443. So when you hear that, Dave, there was back in the days, we could even see a turkey.
When I went to work for the agency in 1983.
Yeah.
The next spring of 84, my first turkey season, they killed in Henderson County, they killed 3 birds.
3 birds. Okay.
Yep. and that deer season of the fall of 83, they killed 125 deer.
Oh, they did. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Roger, you hear this.
Yeah.
And you've been in your job how long now, Roger?
About 6 years.
6 years. So you've seen this transition to how important it is. And I still tell people that Shelby Forest, we wouldn't have a turkey population if it wasn't for Shelby Forest. I mean, I've seen them. I was there when they would capture them, send them over to Middle Tennessee, and now can you send them back? I just don't know if you can drive through. Send us a few.
Well, I'll tell you what, as I was looking across the state, we've got these turkey management units now, and I was looking at the different units and comparing numbers this year versus in the past, and I was saying, statewide we're down, but honestly, over there in the West unit and the Midwest unit, your numbers are still actually better this year than the 5-year average.
That's good.
And they're down from the last couple years. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the numbers are strong in the west part of the state, and it's actually the east part that things seem to be going south, the wrong direction.
Well, we never knew they had turkeys in the east, so, when somebody tell me, I saw a turkey in Johnson City, give me a break.
Yeah,
You got it on video. There's cougars over there, too, they say. I'm talking about, of course, the Mississippi River delegates a lot, and Dave Gabbert, you realize this, as far as floodwaters, and it's been up high, and we've closed lakes, and we've closed these different ramps and stuff like that. But to me, and I tell people like this, I'm middle-aged almost for a 164-year-old man, okay? And I still don't like to vacuum, but I can crawl 100 yards with my belly to turkey hunt. It's just something about the gobble that we hear. So the dates and things like that, and we were talking about with Roger before we went on the air, we've got a late day. It just feels late to me, May 25th. I don't know if they wanted to wait till after my birthday to shut it off or whatever, so I could be hunting on my birthday. But talk about how these season dates are set, Roger.
Well, the agency makes recommendations each year for hunting regulations, and we make these recommendations to the commission, the Tennessee Fish and Wildlife Commission.
Right.
They're the ones that actually set the season dates, the bag limits, all the hunting regulations. And so, sometimes they have different factors that they're taking into consideration as they make the final decisions. 2 years ago, we made a recommendation to move the season back toward the earlier part of April a little bit, and they shifted it some, but not quite as far as we were recommending.
Yeah.
But they did shift a little bit. This year we just had so many changes with turkey regulations between bag limits and season dates. We were like, just let's kind of let things settle a little bit, and we can start to kind of look at the data and then come back in another year or two with some other recommendations. But yeah, I think there was a interest among the commissioners. We've been seeing some really good early season harvest numbers.
Yeah.
The first couple weekends, the last 2 years have just been phenomenal. The weather had been great those years, including for the youth hunt, which some years back in the traditional start, especially over on the east side of the state, you could be hunting and it could be like sleeting. And
that's right.
Yes. Yeah. So they, the commissioners, like, we're all about trying to recruit new hunters and keep this hunting tradition alive. Well, we need to be able to bring youth in and have a good experience for them. So
not run them off. Yeah.
So they really like that, a little bit later start for the youth. We're just trying to find where the happy medium is,
Good luck on that.
It might take us a little while to figure it out. But
I know you guys have also, the turkey program. Talk about that, because you guys have really spent some time, Roger, and I know you're heavily involved in keeping up with trends and things along that line. Talk about how y'all have been able to, TWRA has been one of the forefronts of turkey programs and things like that, and I know you've been involved in that. Talk about that.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple different directions that we've moved here recently. Mainly just trying to get better data, or not better data, but more data.
More data.
Yeah, because when you're limited in what you have to make decisions or you have to make recommendations, but the more information you bring in, the better the decisions or the recommendations you can make. So a lot of this has been toward just trying to bring in additional types of data. So a couple years ago, well, I should say, we've done a summer survey going back into the 80s, as soon as they started restoring turkeys. But it was always the staff, our agency staff, and maybe some of our partners and cooperators that would do this summer survey, counting how many turkeys they saw, how many poults they saw.
Yeah.
Well, and that's great. We get good data, but we just don't have staff everywhere on the landscape. And so we would have pockets that we didn't get a lot of data from. And so a couple of years ago, we opened that survey and invited the general public to help out and report sightings that they were getting too.
How's that been? I mean,
well, it's like doubled our observations. And so, the amount of information we're getting has been wonderful. It'd be great if we could get even more, especially there's still some pockets that we don't get a lot of information.
Hear that, folks. He's talking to you right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't think there's anybody, duck hunters will tell me that, and the deer hunters do, but turkey hunters are very passionate and willing to share, in fact, what they've seen and what they want to see and things along that. And again, we're talking to Roger Shields. He is a TWRA Wild Turkey Program Coordinator, Division of Wildlife and Forestry, and we appreciate you taking time, Roger. So we got about 3 more weeks. So
we're at the midpoint.
Yeah, what are we looking at here?
Well, like I said, I don't know that we're going to quite reach where we've been in the past, but I think we're still shaping up to be a pretty good year.
Where are we now?
Over on your side.
Where are we statewide right now? You got any idea? What are we looking at?
Again, through the
Thursday?
first of
through
Thursday,
the first.
it was about 21,500, give or take. So we're 21,566 reported. But, that's preliminary numbers, so
and I see on there when I look, folks. We only got a couple of minutes. You can go to TWRA. You can go to tnwildlife.org, or you can go to larryray.com. Guy Trebo has a lot of this information, and I even see on there that some people have killed a hen. I mean, that just blows my mind, okay? I mean...
last year the commission elected or voted to do away or protect all hens, even bearded hens, but I'm not sure everybody quite got the message.
I don't think so either. Well, Roger, we appreciate you, buddy, taking time to be with us, and we'll stay in touch and talk to you before the season's over, okay, man? All right?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Have a great weekend. Okay. Roger Shields, we appreciate it.
You know what? I always had a good source of data, talking in my county. The people I would talk to.
Yeah.
My rural postal carriers.
Oh,
because they were out there every day.
Yeah. And they
traveling around, talk to them and get information. And when they would say, then I would, go out and take a look in there and verify.
There you go.
They always had some pretty reliable stuff.
Well, they are on the road all the time. Dave, let's take a break. And she's stepping in. I wish we had her cha-cha music. We're going to find her some music. She has to have music. Marty Marbury is in studio. Brought her bodyguard with her. Greg's sitting over there, so make sure we don't say anything that aggravates. Let's take a break. Come right back, and we're going to talk West Tennessee tourism.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey everyone, it's Shelby here, producer for Outdoors with Larry Ray. Larry is feeling a little bit under the weather, so here is some of the best of 2025 of Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. We talk outdoors, what we call the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming. Every Saturday morning, you can get us in Brownsville on 1520 AM and 95.3 FM, and we'll be talking about that because we're going to be focusing on Brownsville here on the next segment after this, but also in News Talk 101.5 in Jackson, Tennessee, and, of course, right here in Memphis every Saturday morning from 9 to 10:30 on AM 790. We appreciate Marty Roberts of Sporting Life Kennels joining us in studio. Brought me a gift. Boy, I can't wait to toy with that thing. I'm going to drive my wife crazy now. But we're going to talk a little fishing right now. It's fish time with a new segment. We're going to kick off on today's show. We're calling it David and David, D&D. It's David Best and David Beal. I can't think of two better guys to talk fishing. It takes two men to fill the shoes of our late Ron Wong. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate both these guys stepping up on what we always called on this 4 Saturday BW was Bonus Wong. And don't forget, folks, that funeral for Ron will be next Friday, May the 2nd at 1 p.m. at Memorial Park Funeral Home on Poplar there in the interstate. It's blocked off for 3 hours, and I'm one of 4 speakers. I don't think I'm going to talk for an hour, but I'll have a lot to share about Ron. But thank you, David and David. Let's talk fishing here. Now, we'll go straight to S.Y. Wilson, man, out in Arlington because his building is oldest building in 94 states, I think. But talk about, from your perspective with the folks coming in, and then David Beal jump in with him here. I'm looking forward to hearing you guys talk fishing now.
But, you know, we're getting a lot of guys coming in, and they're catching a lot of fish in general. I mean, crappie fishing, bass fishing, everybody's excited. It's springtime. We're getting those consistently warm temperatures. Yeah. Everybody is on top of it, and they're really into it right now. So beginning to sell a lot of kayaks, you know, so I can tell the weather's changed.
Absolutely.
So what about it, David Beal?
I think kayak is. I think David, I'm gonna try to get me one of these kayaks that coming up soon because I know I'm a big old fat boy. So
no, he has big old fat boy kayaks. I mean,
we got it covered.
I need something to float me, you know.
Yeah.
But I got a guy sitting next to me. You know, I love bass fishing. Everybody know that I'm a bass fishing guru.
Yes,
that's what I do. But this gentleman asked me, Mr. Marty asked me about crappie fishing. Now, believe it or not, crappie fishing actually catapulted me into bass fishing.
Oh, yeah.
So I absolutely love crappie fishing. And right now, those crappie are on fire.
Uh-oh, hear that, David?
They're on fire. Typically, when the water backs up like it is now, that's the best time to catch those slab big females. Absolutely.
What about David Best?
Yep, I absolutely agree. I mean, you know, I've got guys buying kayaks right now to go float into those back sections of Sardis and Enid and Grenada where you can't get to it real easy by wading, but you can just jump in one and wade.
Well, Marty Roberts is down there in the Oxford area. He's in the Oxford area down there.
Yeah,
Marty.
in fact.
Yeah.
David, I bought a kayak from you. You remember I brought it back last year.
Marty Roberts.
Yep. You bought the little Frontier. Yep.
Oh, right.
What did he say?
I do remember it.
Oh, man. I'm bringing in sales now. I feel like I'm part of the team here now,
I love that kayak. He's got a great business out there.
I'll say, because you brought a Frontier. Is that what you got, Marty?
That is what I have, yeah.
Okay. And, David, you sold it to him? Okay.
Yep.
Well, he said he brought it back. He brought it back. I mean, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, I upgraded. So.
You upgraded. Oh, that's the kind David likes right there. So talk about David Beal, because you're mentioning now we got a lot of water. We've got some water.
Yes,
I mean, I know we're coming down at Real Foot and a lot of the other places, but talk about this extra water that we're dealing with.
Well, I think that extra water actually is going to help the fishing season this year.
Okay.
Believe it or not, you don't really want a fishing season of drought. You really want a fishing season with water.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, these fish, they love water, especially when their temperature changes.
Mm-hmm.
They love to get up in there, and they can make better beds, and they got better areas to make beds when the water is up. So don't think just because the water is up, y'all out there fishing fans, makes fishing bad. It actually makes fishing much greater.
All right, now, so I'm looking at next week. We got almost 90 degrees, David Best, next week. That's pretty high for we're not in May yet. I mean, what does this mean for all of us?
Yeah, but I mean, what that does is just like what David says. It's going to catapult fish into making those beds up there in that shallower water. The beauty of when we have these high water areas is we can't get back to the fish as well, which is why a lot of fishermen don't like it. But the beauty of that is it's going to help the fishing in a year or 2 years down the road.
Absolutely.
Once these really good spawns, and we have a whole lot more fish to go catch.
All right, let's find
that's
out
one of the things I like about it. So.
Let's talk about where we're going. There's people out there saying, well, they're talking about fishing, but where am I going? I mean, so let's where would David Beal be going this weekend?
Actually, believe it or not, I'm going to fish a lot of backwater lakes right now.
You are?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to fish a lot of ogbos because you don't have access to ogbos when the river is down.
That's true.
But when that river gets up,
you can get in there.
Oh, my God, they are prime.
Yeah.
Prime.
Yeah.
I mean, I've won a lot of tournaments like that when the water's up, 25, 32 feet. And because, you can get back off in there with your big boat.
What about you, David?
Yeah. Look, I always love fishing my traditionals, Kentucky Lake, Pickwick, those places. The water level at Kentucky Lake this weekend is going to be really, really good. I mean, you're looking at 359 to 360 right now.
Okay.
So you got good water in the buckbrush. It's a great time to go flip some fish out of some bushes.
What about the state lakes, Herb Parsons and Glen Springs? I mean, that's where a lot of people that they head on the weekend to those places.
I saw a picture of a really good one that come out of Glen Springs last week.
Yeah.
One of my kayak guys went out there and caught that one, and I've seen some really good stringers coming out of Herb too. But we had a tournament on Graham this weekend. The lady
Graham
who won,
in Jackson,
she had two over 21 inches.
What?
So,
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I mean, there's some good ones to be caught right now. I mean, this is the time.
What are we using? What are we using now? What's the best right now? You guys, tell me.
Well, I'm going with flipping jigs.
Okay.
I'm still going with flipping jigs right now.
What about that other lure that you're known for?
Now I'm going there.
Okay.
And so
tell them.
That is the square bill crankbait.
That's it. Okay.
And I'm telling you, that bait, you can do a lot of searching right now, especially in that water, because like I said, when that water gets up, it's expansive.
Yeah.
And so you need to be able to cover water. Yeah. So square bill crankbait, chatterbait. You know what I'm saying? Cover that water. That's what I'm doing right now.
And, David, if anybody needs to stock up on lures, where can they go?
They can come right out here to S.R. Wilson & Company at 120 Walker in Arlington. We've got our Arlington in April event out here on the square this weekend.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Today. Yeah.
So, and it'll be from 10 to 4, and there's about 100 craft vendors out here selling all kinds of stuff, from
food trucks
to all kinds of. There's going to be 6 or 7 food trucks over here.
Oh, man.
There's a lot of stuff. They've got the whole square shut down, so you got to park and you got to walk. But it's a great event.
Food trucks ever show up? Now, we didn't have no food trucks back in our days. And
they
park a food truck in my neighborhood, the tires are gone the next 2 days. I mean, food trucks where'd they come from? Now their food trucks have been part of the language. But I wish they would have parked it at Herb Parsons out there in the parking lot when I get stuck up in a stump or something out there.
There you go.
And need that. Well, thank you, buddy. All right, tell our listeners what you open today, Saturday. What you open today for? What time?
We're open today 10 to 6, just like every Monday through Saturday, and then tomorrow, Sunday, from 12 to 5.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, David Best.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you next month. Okay, man?
Thank you.
All right, David Best. And,
beautiful.
That's what we're going to feature. We'll try to get a picture of these two guys together if they ever get together. I mean, one lives in McKellar and the other lives out wherever he wants to.
My brother from another mother.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And that's what Ron Wong always called me.
Absolutely.
It was obvious that we were both former Incredible Hulks.
I got something to say about Ron. Ron, I've actually bought my first competitive rig from Ron Wong.
Did you?
Now 23 years ago.
Really?
and I just retired that boat.
There's no telling how many people Ron Wong
I won a lot
started
of money
in their
out of it.
fishing
Absolutely.
careers. And Marty, that's our late friend Ron Wong, passed away. And
So I got a story about Ron.
you got a story about Ron? Oh,
Yeah, so,
man.
yeah.
Okay. Tell it to me quickly.
16, and I went out. He was teaching bass fishing classes at Memphis State.
Yeah.
And that's where it was a great class. I went out there, and he was just so knowledgeable. I just really enjoyed it. But that was early 80s.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, that was
time.
where he came a long way from selling potato chips and playing the saxophone in the Westwood High Band, But again, folks, that funeral we'll be letting you folks know, but it's next Friday, May the 2nd, 1 o'clock at Memorial Park Funeral Home, and I guarantee you there will be stories told. And a lot of people are coming for that from all over the nation, not just coming here, from FedEx to Make-A-Wish, St. Jude, all of them like that. But anyway, I hope you enjoy our David and David, and we'll have that every month on the fourth Saturday and try to bring in I called him Hillbilly, and he's probably saying, what did you call him Hillbilly for? I mean, we're going to have to let people know. You told me I could call you that.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Well, tell our listeners real quickly that I wasn't making anything about it.
No, he's not making fun of me.
Okay.
Actually, that's my actual nickname from baby. From a baby. So my uncles, they are outdoor guys from Mississippi.
Yeah, from Mississippi.
You know how babies are born, and I was a little frail thing.
Oh,
Believe
come
it or
on.
not, I was a little frail thing.
Would you weigh 12 pounds? I mean, come on.
Oh man, I was.
Okay.
And you know how your body got to catch up with your feet.
Oh yeah.
And so my uncles used to hold me upside down, and every time they did, my heels were longer than the front part of my feet, so they nicknamed me Hillbilly, and that's how I got my name.
And now he works for the Shelby County Sheriff's Department. He knocks on doors. Well, I'm not sure he knocks on them, but I mean, he checks out on them and everything. Thank you a lot. All right, let's take a break. We're going to call in right now. Hang on over there, Bob Ford. We got Bob Ford. We're going to talk about the Hatchie Bird Fest coming up, but we're going to talk to a young man just won $300,000. And he deserves a little time, because he's got more cousins now than he ever thought he had that are coming after his money. But let's take a break. We'll come right back and talk to Dustin Canal on Outdoors Alone.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey everyone, it's Shelby here, the producer for Outdoors with Larry Ray. Larry is feeling a little bit under the weather, so here is some of the best of 2025 of Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we talk outdoors every Saturday morning for what we call the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming. And we do have the man that's been here from the start. He and Ronnie Shannon were here, and I think I bought breakfast every Saturday.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and I
That's
just
the only
left
reason
it.
Ronnie showed up.
I left a trail of sausage out in the parking lot. But how about a pun now?
Well, you know that word you said you don't hardly use anymore?
What's that?
Unique.
Unique, yeah.
That's how you catch a rabbit. You unique up on them.
Unique up on them.
Oh, Lord.
As you can hear, our guest is commenting in the background. I don't know if he knew that was coming across, but it's always good to get
Some
a
of 'em you have to
spontaneous.
explain.
Well, no, you don't have to explain that
Okay.
one. We'll get back to the Pope later on.
All right.
That's the one we got to explain. But anyway, hey, David Best, how you doing, buddy? All right.
Doing good.
The building's still standing. The SYS building built in Roman Gecko time,
1910.
huh?
1910.
1910, and all right. Well, we've announced early in the show that David Beal will be a regular here on the second Saturday of each month, and I think this segment, which we call the D&D fishing segment with David Beal and David Best, will be a part of that if we can work out the travel arrangement. And David's not kicking indoors, and you're not in a kayak someplace in Texas. So we'll try to do that. Let's talk fishing, you two guys. Talk to each other. I want to find out what's going on. All right, David Beal.
Man, what's up, Dave?
Hey, Dave, how are you?
I'm good, man. I actually been catching them lately on, of course, square bill crankbaits, man. Of course, I'm hunting them oxbows right now, because we got a lot of tournaments coming up on these river oxbows and everything. And I've been catching them on square bills, and I've also been catching them on buzz baits already. And I'm talking about good big girls, man. Yep. What you think about that, Dave?
I will believe that entirely. We are seeing some of that ourselves on this side of the world. A lot of my guys are beginning to tell me they're catching them on the top water, some throwing a little popper kind of bait, these post-spawn fish. They're beginning to feed on those brim and that kind of thing, and it just makes a lot of sense.
So let me ask you a question: Is those is the water still up in the bushes at Pickwick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So because you got Jake just got through talking about.
That's where the tournament is this weekend at Pickwick. Yeah.
Yeah. So they should be doing a lot of flipping. There should be some fish caught flipping up there. What you think?
I think you'll see them caught all three ways, quite honestly. As far as you'll see a lot of post spawners, you'll see some guys flipping, you'll see some guys out even catching some fish on ledges at Pickwick this weekend. So,
well, you need to watch out if you're planning a weekend at Pickwick this weekend. There's going to be a few bass boats up there.
Oh,
just a few.
Just a few. I don't know how many kayaks will be up there, but they'll be in the coves.
Yeah. Well, they'll be there next weekend because the 17th is the Tennessee Bass Nation.
Come on, I'm leading you guys on. Y'all got to work together. I'm trying to stay out of this. I want to get arguments going here, and everything.
Well, I'm gonna be in a bass boat.
Let's find. He's done. Open the gate here now.
I'm gonna be in the kayak one day, Dave.
One day.
Just listen to me what I'm saying. I'm gonna be in the kayak one day.
So what's this deal next weekend, though? I wanted him. How many kayaks are going to have up there?
My guess is they'll have somewhere between 60 and 90.
Okay, all right.
They'll be spread out from dam to dam. So.
Okay, so the waters are all over? I mean, you can fish wherever you want to?
Pretty much.
Wow, okay.
So wait a minute. So what it does, so the way it works is so the anglers get the lunch at either ramp, or how do you put that program together?
Yeah, so they'll be able to launch at any eligible boat ramp, which would be pretty much any public ramp. You just can't launch at a private location.
Are we still registering for this? I mean.
Oh yeah, they register for those on Attorney X. You still have to be a member of Bassmaster. You still have to do. Right. It's kind of like any kind of Bassmaster affiliated program.
But you'll have some really good kayak bass fishermen in this thing, right? I mean.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you'll have some of the best in the nation will be there next week.
Okay, and they going for a prize? I mean, they're not just getting a meal at the state park. I mean,
there'll be like 2 or 3 different clubs putting on the tournament, and so if somebody could piggyback in all 3 and win all 3, they're probably going to get close to $6 or $7 grand.
Okay, so where do you get information on this event next weekend? You got it out there?
Attorney X, if somebody contacts me, I can help them get to it.
Attorney X. So that's next weekend. The big boat guys are out there this weekend. So I'm wondering now. We've had all this rain. I'm going to step out again. I want y'all to talk. I mean, I want to know what the rain has done to the oxbows you were talking about, the small lakes, Glen Springs, Herb Parsons, and places like that. You guys talk about those.
I think the rain again is going to be really, really great for the fishing. Matter of fact, not just for
really. Why?
Oh yeah, absolutely, because it put fresh water in, and it gives the fish new areas to spawn and to navigate. You know what I'm saying? That anglers can't get to, and I think Dave made a valuable point the last time we had D&D.
Yeah,
and that was the anglers cannot put pressure on those fish constantly throughout the spring during the spawn time, and it makes for another 2 or 3 years of really, really good fishing for the future anglers. And I think that's very important.
How about that, David? Yes,
I absolutely agree. That's one of the beauties of high water, these little river lakes, that they get that benefit. That's why your river lakes typically are never bad, and that's why, because the fish can always get away. It's not like somewhere where they're pretty much hemmed up within the banks.
Yeah.
Sardis, they get some high water at times, and that's why you have those sporadic, really good seasons and bad seasons. Pickwick, those fish never are going to get away from the bass fishermen hardly. It never gets high enough really to get away.
Well,
so
I think
pretty consistent.
I think that we mentioned Andy Tweed is here. From the TWRA standpoint, Andy, this is prime time, I think, for the state lakes too, right, Andy? I mean,
it is. Like we've been talking about. We're in the post spawn now,
yeah.
So everything is once again gorging themselves and getting ready to the fish are. We're within about 3 weeks of the fish starting to
there you go.
stage and be out in the middle of the lakes, and
We're pretty close to Free Fishing Day. We were talking about that on June the 7th.
That's right.
And I think you guys made an interesting point the last time. A couple of people asked me about that when I was at Ron Wong's Celebration of Life. Fishing was a lot of talk at Ron's celebration. Excuse me. You mentioned pond fishing.
Yes.
Bank fishing.
Yes.
I don't want to rule out buying a kayak or something like that.
Right.
David Best quit on me right in the middle of the show.
But, he ain't going to hang up on you. But
no, but I mean, this is a good time for kids or whatever it might be to break in.
Yes. I think, I really don't want anglers to lose that thing that they first began when they first began fishing. I think
that's
pond
where they
fishing,
start.
Yes, that's where it started. Like everybody wanted a mud hole.
Yeah.
And a mud hole was basically out in the country where the cows play in the water, go out and drink. And it was actually good fishing in those ponds. And I think I don't want that to be, X'd out.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Pond fishing is really, really good throughout the year, especially in the spring.
And we've got the water, right, David Best? I mean, we have water in these ponds, I would expect now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
absolutely. They're all real good right now.
All right, let's lead up because you guys will be back next month, and it'll be after Free Fishing Day, I think. You want to get somebody started. Mother's Day. Get Mother a day. Here we go. Gifts, right, David Best?
I got lots of options for Mother's Day. It's a great time to come out and do some shopping. We've got a full staff here. We're going to be busy all day today, so come out and see us from 10 to 6.
And if you want to get started in fishing, what's the basics over there, David Beal?
I think you just get a child a 202 or a 33.
There you go.
And I'm going to say you get the most fish catchingest bait in the world, and every angler know this, is a plastic worm.
Yes.
And that's just it. You can catch fish on a plastic worm anywhere in the country in the USA.
And they don't mind touching them.
Oh, just wiggly. Kids love them plastic worms. It's wiggly.
Yeah.
I know I did.
I like the real worms myself. They didn't taste very good, but they were really good, try to keep them up there. Well, we appreciate you guys. Thank you, David Best. We will talk to you down the road, and in fact, particularly we'll get them results from the big tournament in a couple of weeks. Okay, David?
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. All right.
Alrighty.
All right, David Best, and we've joined in now with a regular segment. We're calling it D&D Fishing Segment with David Beal and David Best, and folks are going to ask me now a little bit about yourself. We only got a couple of minutes.
Oh, sure.
You're from
North Memphis.
North Memphis,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Went to high school.
Kingsbury High School.
Falcon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a Falcon.
You're a Falcon.
I played fullback. So,
okay.
Yeah,
right.
I'm still a little fat boy,
Coach Newt wasn't there, was he?
Nah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm still a little fat boy.
Okay. No, you're not.
Yeah.
So you grew up in North Memphis, but your uncle you told me about was, did you have an uncle or somebody?
Yes. I had the uncles, those guys from Greenwood, Mississippi.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
I didn't get the opportunity to grow up there, but, I grew up here in Greenwood.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I grew up here in Greenwood,
yeah,
so they actually gave us what they had, growing up down there, which was nothing pretty much. Granddaddy was a sharecropper or whatnot. And they brought that here, and they gave us those trades, fishing and hunting. We ran from Andy a lot. him and Ron and Shandy,
you don't have
ran
to
from
run
them
anymore.
a lot.
You don't have to run anymore.
I met Mr. Beal when he was you were in about, 5th or 6th grade?
Yeah, I was like 5th or 6th grade.
I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
So now tell him what your real job is then.
My real job is, I kick indoors for a living, man. I'm on warrants, and I'm actually about done with that, man. I got 23 years with that. And I really don't want to do that anymore.
I can understand.
I'm trying to go fishing and take some kids fishing now.
We want you to do that.
Yeah, that's
we're
what I'm
going to
trying
utilize David Beal, hillbilly bassin guy. How about another pun? We got 2 minutes left, Gene Smith.
Are you talking about fish? What do you call a bunch of killer whales doing a musical?
What do you call a bunch of killer whales doing a musical?
It's an orchestra.
Orchestra. Where else, folks, can you get that on the radio? I'm telling you, this is a one of a kind here. I mean, we're very versatile here. We got a man kicking the door. No, we don't have a man kicking the doors, but we do have a short timer over there. And a lot of this, you can go to LarryRay.com. That'll take care of it. Let's take a next break. Shelby McCall's taking care of us, and we're going to talk to the man himself. He started right here, if I'm not mistaken, Andy. Mr. Wilson. was our fisheries guy right here.
Yep, he was I think he was our assistant fisheries when
too.
I got hired on. Then he became the chief fisheries guy in West Tennessee.
Yeah.
And then he got promoted to the assistant chief of fisheries and then chief of fisheries in Nashville.
And then director.
And then director.
Well, he and I got to walk the ground at Glen Springs Lake before it was ever had any water in it.
Believe it or not, when I was in college, I used to quail hunt down in there in that creek with that creek bottom.
My dad drove down all the way across that little bridge. You know, the bridge with the creek.
All right, let's take a break, come back, and get Bobby Wilson on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey everyone, it's Shelby here, the producer for Outdoors with Larry Ray. Larry is feeling a little bit under the weather, so here is some of the best of 2025 of Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning, everyone. Once again, it is an award-winning episode of the Larry Ray Show. All things that you want to know about the outdoors.
That's it.
Here in the Mid-South, you will find about it here on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
You need to do it right in this
And now, without further fluff or fanfare, the one and only, the oracle of the outdoors, Larry Ray.
Oh, my goodness. What an FM voice. Someday when I grow up, I want to have the voice just like Frank Martin. You know,
it's too late, Larry's done.
Too late? You think it's gone?
Gone, man.
Yeah. I had to sing a song the other day for a man's 80th birthday party. I want you to know, before we get to this guest, I know he's not in a hurry. But anyway, this 80-year-old guy wanted me to sing a song. It was a J.D. Sumner song, which is very deep and low. I got to his house. He had his full band there playing. They had 200 people at his birthday party. I brought out my $29.95 Walmart boombox and played it. But anyway, I did it. All right. Hey, it's always good to go to God's country. You know I'm from Arkansas, and so I've been to this facility many times over my career. It opened up in August of 2004, and it's named after one of my favorite people of all time, Forrest Wood Crowley's Ridge Nature Center. Regionally celebrated its 1 millionth guest, and that's pretty cool when you consider that no other nature center in the state of Arkansas has ever had that many people come to it. And we're honored to have Cody Walker. He is the facility manager for this nature center in Jonesboro. And Cody, first of all, congratulations. 1 million is a lot. And I know you've been there 17 years. You've seen a lot of folks come and go. So talk about here's your chance, buddy. Talk about your nature center.
Well, man, Larry, I really appreciate you having us on this morning and letting me get an opportunity to visit with all your listeners about the Nature Center here in Jonesboro, Arkansas. We did open in August 2004, and we are one of 9 nature centers in Arkansas. Actually, we're the second one that was opened in the state with funding from the 1/8 of a cent Conservation Sales Fund.
Yes.
And we did just hit the 1 millionth visitor, which is a really cool accomplishment. We're the first one of the time to do that.
Yeah.
We've got another facility that's right on our heels, which was opened after us, actually, the Fort Smith Nature Center. I think they're about 40,000 visitors away, but they're getting real close too. So yeah, it's an exciting time for us, you know. And really, you know, I got to thinking about this the other day because I've done a few interviews over this now.
Yeah.
It's cool that we've hit the 1 millionth visitor, and that's a neat thing. But I think really, for me, the coolest part of this is thinking back to all the people that led up to this 1 millionth visitor.
That's
all
right.
the people that we've got to encounter over the years, all the hunter ed participants, the boater ed participants, man, you know how many turkey calls we've made in this place?
Hear that hoot? He said that? I got my turkey hunter over there, and he's listening. You said turkey, and that he sprung up all of a sudden. But
he perked up, did he?
Yes. Well, nature centers like that, and talking about the different ones, and you're 17,033 square foot, 3-story facility on 160 acres that joins the southern boundary of the Craighead Forest Park. And I know Cody being there for almost 2 decades, but Destiny Watson and 3 of her children came through the door on that Tuesday morning at 11:46. Did they have any idea what was going on? How did y'all handle that?
Well, we didn't want to kill somebody that was coming in to buy a 65-plus license. So, because we had confetti cannons and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So, I was actually off-site that day at a manager's meeting because we didn't know exactly when it was going to hit, and I'd already been scheduled to be off-site. But anyways, we had a plan together, and I told them, I said, look, y'all be on the front porch, and you tell them, give them a heads up. Don't have an ambulance out here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. 1 millionth visitor because we shot off confetti cannons in their face when they walked in the door. But it went over well. The person that did win it was someone who comes out here frequently with her family. I'm glad it went to a visitor that comes out here and visits with us quite often. But that's the thing. Even all this time that I've been here, there's so many people that come through our facility that live right here in Jonesboro and have no idea we're here. I don't understand it, but and then they come in and they ask how much it costs, and we tell them, well, it doesn't cost anything. It's free thanks to your support of the 1/8 cents Conservation Sales Fund, and it just blows them away because it is a 17,000 square foot facility with over 40 different live animals encompassing fish and reptiles and birds.
Yeah.
We've got a lot to see and do out here, and not just what the facility has, but just the program that we offer on Saturdays and at night and for school groups, and the list just goes on and on about the positive impact this facility has on the community here in Northeast Arkansas.
So what are your hours? What are you open? When?
We are open Tuesday through Saturday, 8:30 to 4:30, and we are closed on Sundays and Mondays.
Okay, and Cody, you've seen this thing happen, and folks, if you're looking for a field trip, even my listeners in West Tennessee, particularly in Memphis, it's a short drive over to Jonesboro. It's worth it for a school group. I can tell you what now. I'm thinking about bringing my senior adult Sunday school class over because there's so much interest in things to see. He mentioned animals and things along that line. You guys have tried to stay up to date too, Cody. I mean, you try to add new things. Talk about what it means to be the facility manager for this.
Yeah, we do. We actually went through, I believe it's our 10-year anniversary. We went through about a 2-year process where we upgraded some exhibits. When I first started here, pretty much all the aquariums and terrariums that we had in the facility, they were all, what you could personally go buy at Petco. Just a small, aquarium, nothing big, extravagant. They were nice displays, but there weren't anything crazy.
Yeah.
But at our 10-year anniversary, we hired a company to come in, and we totally revamped all of our enclosures.
Wow.
We actually had an IMAX movie theater here on site, and we have the original Crowley's Ridge film, which talks about how Crowley's Ridge was formed. It's a cool film, but during that 10-year anniversary, we created a second film that is almost like a call-to-action film. It basically promotes hunting, fishing, trapping, and other outdoor recreational pursuits, and tries to get people outside to enjoy Arkansas's great outdoors.
Well, again, we're talking to Cody Walker. He is the facility manager at the Forestdale Wood Crowley's Ridge Nature Center in Jonesboro. What's your background, Cody?
I'm a native of Central Arkansas. I actually moved up here.
From where?
Back Bryant, actually.
Okay,
Bryant, Arkansas.
Okay, I'm a native of North Little Rock, so I'm.
Okay, that's not too far.
Yeah, it's not too far. Well, Dogtown they called us then, but I know So you're from Central Arkansas, and have you been? You said you've been 17 years there.
Yes, sir. Moved up here for an educator position at this nature center. I was already currently employed in Little Rock for the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission as a administrative specialist there in the office. I did data entry and answered phones, and promoted up here as an educator, and spent the majority of my career, a little over 15 years, as an educator here at this nature center. And then a couple years ago, my good friend and mentor, he retired as the facility manager, and I applied for the job, and they gave it to me.
Well, that's good. Cody, we appreciate it. Again, folks, you can go to the Arkansas Game and Fish website. I've looked it up, and you can go to LarryRay.com. I've got the story posted about Cody and the facility 1 millionth visitor. But Cody, we'll stay in touch, buddy. Anything you got going, be sure and contact us. And appreciate you taking time to be with us on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Okay, buddy? All right?
Hey, thank you for promoting us. We appreciate you, sir.
All right, Cody Walker. All right, guys, I know that we talk a lot in Hoot. Education is so important to the young folks. John, you know that. And I know Frank does that too with his facilities. And I can't let Frank go without you know what. We got to get a Sultana Museum update. Frank has now done his duty again. Fascinating story of the Sultana. Frank, I don't know how much time it takes you every year to do that. I love it. I sit there and I don't need to read my book for a week. And I'm keeping up with it. So how's it going at the museum?
Museum is it's almost completely dry now. That means we got the roof is all done, and windows are being put in as we're here, and so it's we're doing well. We had an event.
Yeah. What about
first? We had this event. We called it Music at the Mounds, which was out at Mound City. And for those of you that follow the Sultana, knows that Mound City is where the Sultana came to rest. Not too far from there, actually.
Yeah.
So we had an event out there, and very well received. And plans are already being made next year when we'll do it again. And next year will be the 161st
anniversary
celebration of what took place, but the museum will be fully open at that time.
Ooh,
so we'll have the Descendants Association will be attending, and so it'll be a good thing. We're excited about it.
And you got people still coming by and visiting now. I know.
Oh, the old museum is still open.
Yeah, I mean we're getting people. I saw some folks from Bartlett were out there the other day, and I know that you got things going, and I want to get out there as best I can. But again, all right, Hoot, make me some noise before I go out from this segment. We'll be right back when Outdoors with Larry Ray, if they'll let us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey everyone, it's Shelby here, the producer for Outdoors with Larry Ray. Larry is feeling a little bit under the weather, so here is some of the best of 2025 of Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. As we talk outdoors every Saturday morning, we roll toward our 25th anniversary show coming up in August, and of course, we have talked a lot about Gaston over the many, many years from back in my younger days to my older days. And as we told you on the previous segment, we have been talking to a guide, Levi Mosier, who my wife and myself had a chance to fish with on Monday. And then also we had a chance to visit with Jacob Hansen. He is the general manager for Gaston's Resort. And, guys, I know you're still on the line, and I don't want to think you're second rate or anything, but I'm going to get you to hang on just a minute because we're going to verify that I think we have Clint Gaston on the line with us. Good Saturday morning, Clint.
It's a beautiful Saturday morning, Larry.
Oh, buddy, thank you for joining us as Levi and Jacob listen in, but I know the place is so important to so many of us, and especially you. So talk about the legacy, Clinton. I know you've grown up there. You're a part of it. I found out you even went to high school with Jacob, and you're still friends. Okay, but
yeah.
So talk about.
No, that's it. Talking about how special the place is. Every day I get to interact with all the customers that come in and visit our place from all around the country and even all over the world.
Yes.
And while it's special to me, it's special to everybody that visits it in a different reason, and that's what truly makes it so rewarding for not just me but all the staff there at Gaston's. because all of our visitors, whenever they come in, they feel like they're going home.
Yes.
And,
yeah.
You know, they love the nostalgia, you know, but behind it, they get to come back to the place where their grandfather brought them, or their dad brought them, or, you know, grandmother brought them, and they get to keep that tradition going. So it's really special to me, but boy, what our place has to offer to everybody else is much bigger than me, that's for sure.
Well, talk about, you know, how important your granddad was to me, and the friendship we had and everything. As you look back now, he's been gone for how long, Clint?
This July will be 10 years.
I thought it was 10 years. I looked it up and everything. What would you think now if he looks down and says after 10 years, it's still home, right? I mean.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think if he were to be here today, he'd probably say, man, I should have let him handle this a lot sooner.
I think so too, but he was a hands-on person, that's for sure. And I know there's a relationship here between you and Jacob. Talk about that.
Well, it's a great relationship. It's you know, we're very blessed that we get along great, and we have you know, pretty much the same outlook on just about everything. So it's always helpful whenever you have somebody in the organization that you know, your goals are in line and you kind of understand. So Jacob's taken a huge burden off of me, you know, just with day-to-day operations, and it kind of allows me to sit back and look at the bigger picture, and you know, look at the long game, you know, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, and just make sure that we just keep improving our products and services.
Wonderful. Yeah, and you're not really teaching him to fly, are you? I mean, the rumors.
I mean, you know, it's funny you mentioned that. I'm actually sitting in an airplane right now. That's why
I thought you were.
The first phone call.
I thought you were. Yeah, because I've heard about your airplane, and I heard. We know when you take off. That's what I understand. So that's.
Oh yeah.
We won't get into all that. But Jacob is being part of the family just about, and I know that even from a guide like Levi, it is a family atmosphere, right, Jacob?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and everybody. This has got to be an all run machine though at the same time, because this is one of those things. And Gaston's, how long y'all been open now?
We have been open since 1958. So, you know, here in a couple more years, we'll be pushing on 7 decades.
And when were you born, Clint?
I was born in 1989.
Okay, I just want to let everybody know that, you know, I'm 82 as of this Saturday, and so I've been part of this team since 88. So I was part of there before you were there. So, but it's a great tribute. Well, guys, Levi, let me ask you real quickly, and we'll let you guys go and let Clint get back to the airplane. But as a guide, it can be, as a new guide, talk about this, because being a guide at Gaston's, what does that mean to you, Levi?
Well, it's a big accomplishment for myself, but yeah, I'm extremely blessed to be in this position, and I'm just very fortunate to be able to expand my fishing skills and my knowledge to a different river, and they've just been super nice to me up there at Gaston's and welcomed me with open arms. So it's awesome, man. I'm home when I'm there, that's for sure.
Well, we just get you away from the cattle and everything back on the ranch. We'll see how things go, but again, Jacob. As Clint is listening in, because the last time I got you on the radio, Clint was in the car with you. So I can't get away from you two guys together. But the position that you've got, I know you followed a great man in Ron Brannaman. And you know, Clint, how much I got along with Ron. So he does not have an easy job, does he, Clint? I mean.
No, he doesn't. And, yeah, no, he's taken to it quite well, and you know, just very fortunate. He's got a great head on his shoulders. That's for sure. And
how important is that restaurant, Jacob, to Gaston's?
Oh, it's everything. I mean, that's the thing that completes our circle. I mean, we offer everything, so the meal's got to be with it.
So we got to have it.
Well, I ate 3 times in 2 days. How about that? Okay. I mean, and I would have gone back for the 3rd time because Rick is such a great chef again. But thank you guys for being with us. We're going to let you get out of there so Clint can get back to his yellow plane. Yours is the yellow one, right, Clint? I mean,
well, I'm in a red one right now.
Oh, you're in the red one now.
There may be a little bit of rain coming down. So.
Okay, I understand like that. But thank you, Clint. Bless you, buddy. Appreciate your family and taking in this old man every once in a while. But I feel a lot younger when I come to Gaston's. Okay? All right?
All right. Well, that just means you got to come more often.
I'm coming. Look, I'm leaving tomorrow. No, I'm not either. No, but all right. Thank you, Levi. Okay, buddy.
You bet, man. Thank you.
And thank you, Jacob. We'll stay in touch once a month on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Okay, buddies. All right.
All right. You just holler when you're ready.
All right. Y'all have a great weekend. All right.
All right. God bless y'all.
Take care, Larry.
Appreciate you. Bye-bye. All right. How about that, Shelby? That's I get goosebumps thinking about that. But what a family and Gaston's has been to me and my family over the years. But I want to tell you about next week's show. Julie Hill is going to be in with us next week, and she is quite a lady in the gun business. And we're going to talk about her business between her and her family, William. I was able to meet them recently when I got a new shotgun from my good friends from Mossburg, but Julie will be on next week's show. Linda Powell of Mossburg, PR from Mossburg, was the person that got me my shotgun. And guess who's going to be in studio next week? The gray-beard adventurer, Dale Sanders, will be in the studio next week before he sets out to conquer the Appalachian Trail again. And Dale is only 120 years old. No, he's not. He's not that old, but he's pushing 90. I'm not sure, but we'll find out from Dale. Bill Cooksey will be our co-host on next week's show, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We appreciate all you listeners out there today. Shelby McCall, thank you for putting up with me, getting it all done. So this is what I say every week, and people have asked me this: why do you say it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport? And I say it because the late and great Benny Craig in Little Rock, that was his closing item when he would close out his sporting goods radio show, TV show. He wore the Wonder Bread outfit, and he always said it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And, of course, we close it out with God Bless the USA.